In the early 12th century, amidst the vast steppes of Mongolia, a young boy was born. His name was Temüjin, a name that would one day echo throughout history. The name, Temüjin, roughly translates to blacksmith, a fitting moniker for a young boy who would forge his own destiny in the fires of adversity. Growing up, Temüjin's life was far from easy. His family struggled to survive in a harsh environment where hunger and illness were constant companions. His father, Yasuji, was a wise leader, but even his skills as a hunter and warrior couldn't guarantee a steady supply of food for his family. Temüjin's mother, Holun, was a strong and determined woman, but even she couldn't shield her children from the brutal realities of life on the Mongolian steppes. As a young boy, Temüjin witnessed poverty, hunger, and illness firsthand. He saw his family's struggles and felt the weight of their reliance on the land for survival. This early exposure to hardship would shape his character and drive his ambition. It would also teach him the value of resilience, resourcefulness, and the importance of community in times of need. In Mongolian culture, there's a profound philosophy that would become a guiding principle for Temüjin's life. No one born evil. This ancient wisdom suggests that every person has the potential for good or bad, that a person's actions are shaped by their environment and circumstances. It's a powerful idea that acknowledges the complexity of human nature and the role that life plays in shaping our choices. For Temüjin, the concept of no one born evil would become a beacon of hope in the face of adversity. It would remind him that, no matter where he came from or what challenges he faced, he had the power to choose his own path. This philosophy would also shape his relationships with others, as he learned to appreciate the value of community and the importance of working together to overcome obstacles. As we explore Temüjin's early life, we begin to realize that his experiences are not unique. Many people have faced similar struggles and hardships, but it's how Temüjin responds to them that sets him apart. He's a young boy with a fierce determination, a sharp mind, and a deep connection to his people. He's surrounded by the vast expanse of the Mongolian steppes, where the winds howl and the eagles soar. And he's driven by a burning desire to prove himself, to make a name for himself, and to forge a new path for his people. As we continue to follow Temüjin's journey, we'll see how he navigates the complexities of his world, how he forms alliances and forges friendships, and how he faces the challenges that lie ahead. We'll witness the birth of a great leader, a man who would unite warring tribes and create a vast empire that would span the known world. And we'll discover the secrets of his success, the keys to his leadership, and the lessons that he learned along the way. But for now, let's stay with Temüjin as he grows up, learns to hunt and ride, and begins to forge his own path. Let's see how he responds to the hardships of his early life, and how he begins to shape his destiny in the fires of adversity. The journey of Temüjin, the future Genghis Khan, is just beginning, and it's a story that will take us to the farthest reaches of the known world and beyond. The winds of change are blowing, and Temüjin is feeling the call of adventure. He's a young boy with a big dream, and he's ready to take on the world. But as he sets out on his journey, he's unaware of the challenges that lie ahead. He's unaware of the battles he'll fight, the alliances he'll forge, and the empires he'll conquer. All he knows is that he's ready to take on the world, and that he'll stop at nothing to achieve his dreams. And so, we'll continue to follow Temüjin, the young boy from a humble background, as he navigates the complexities of his world and forges his own destiny. We'll witness the birth of a great leader, a man who would change the course of history and leave an indelible mark on the world. And we'll discover the secrets of his success, the keys to his leadership, and the lessons that he learned along the way. The story of Temüjin, the future Genghis Khan, is a story of hope and resilience, of determination and courage. It's a story that reminds us that, no matter where we come from or what challenges we face, we have the power to choose our own path. We have the power to forge our own destiny, to shape our own future, and to create our own success. And so, let's continue to follow Temüjin's journey, as he navigates the complexities of his world and forges his own path. Let's see how he responds to the hardships of his early life, and how he begins to shape his destiny in the fires of adversity. The journey of Temüjin, the future Genghis Khan, is just beginning, and it's a story that will take us to the farthest reaches of the known world and beyond. In the vast and unforgiving steppes of Mongolia, Temüjin's world was turned upside down. His family, once a proud and respected tribe, had been betrayed by their own kin. The pain of this betrayal would fuel a fire within Temüjin, a flame that would burn bright and guide him through the darkest of times. As a young boy, Temüjin had grown up with a sense of purpose, driven by the desire to protect his family and community. But now, with their tribe's betrayal, they were left to fend for themselves, forced to scrounge for food and shelter in a harsh and unforgiving environment. It was a difficult time, but Temüjin's spirit remained unbroken. He drew strength from his family, particularly his wife, Borte, who stood by him through the darkest of days. Borte was more than just a wife to Temüjin. She was his rock, his confidant, and his closest friend. Together, they faced the challenges of the steppe, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. Borte's unwavering support and love gave Temüjin the courage to carry on, even when all seemed lost. As they navigated the treacherous landscape, Temüjin began to realize that his family's betrayal was not just a personal tragedy, but a catalyst for his own transformation. With a newfound sense of purpose, Temüjin started to assemble a small group of warriors, men who shared his vision for a better future. Together, they set out to reclaim their rightful place among the tribes, determined to prove themselves as worthy leaders. The early campaigns were brutal, with many setbacks and losses, but Temüjin's determination never wavered. He led by example, always putting the needs of his people first, and earning their respect through his bravery and loyalty. As word of his exploits spread, more and more warriors flocked to his banner, drawn by his charisma and vision. Temüjin's power grew, but so did his ambition. He began to see the possibility of a vast and united Mongol empire, one that would stretch from the farthest reaches of the east to the distant lands of the west. As the years passed, Temüjin's legend grew, but so did the whispers of doubt. Would he become a great leader, one who would bring peace and prosperity to his people? Or would he succumb to the darkness within, becoming a ruthless conqueror, feared and hated by all? The answer, much like the future itself, remained shrouded in uncertainty. One thing was clear, however: Temüjin's journey was far from over, and the world would never be the same again. As the Mongolian landscape stretched out before him, Temüjin stood tall, his eyes fixed on the horizon. The young man who had once been known as Temüjin now answered to a new name: Genghis Khan, the universal ruler. His unification of the Mongol tribes had been a long and brutal journey, but one that had ultimately led to his triumph. Genghis Khan's military tactics were a key factor in his conquests. He employed a strategy of speed and surprise, using his swift horsemen to outmaneuver his enemies. He also adopted a system of meritocracy, where promotions were based on skill and bravery rather than birth or social status. This allowed him to build a loyal and effective army, one that would eventually become the largest contiguous empire in history. As Genghis Khan's empire grew, so did its cultural and social changes. Trade flourished, with merchants from all over Asia and Europe coming to exchange goods. New technologies were adopted, such as the use of iron and steel, which gave the Mongols a significant advantage over their enemies. The promotion of meritocracy also led to a more equal society, where individuals were judged on their abilities rather than their birth. One of the most significant legacies of Genghis Khan's rule was his philosophy of no one born evil. He believed that everyone had the potential for good, and that even the most hardened warriors could change their ways. This message of hope and redemption resonated with people from all walks of life, and helped to shape the Mongol Empire into a just and fair society. As we look back on Genghis Khan's story, we can learn many valuable lessons. His determination and resilience in the face of adversity are an inspiration to us all. His commitment to meritocracy and fairness helped to create a more equal society, one that valued hard work and individual achievement. And his message of hope and redemption reminds us that everyone has the potential to change and grow. What can we learn from Genghis Khan's story? How can we apply his philosophy of no one born evil to our own lives? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue the conversation.